Welcome, my fellow bananas, to Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Next part. I meant to say something else, but I just kind of lost my train of thought. Anyway, last time on Banana Mania, finished SMB2 challenge mode. We finished the marathon mode. Not the greatest run I've ever seen, but it's passable. Anyway, we're on to special modes. We're gonna do DX mode first because it has levels that actually will be introduced in some of the other modes later on. And it's best we do this first. I realized that when I started playing some of the other modes, that some DX levels were sprinkled in. So if you tried to do things that way, what would happen is you'd be exposed to brand new levels that you've never seen before if this is your first experience with the OG levels altogether. So it's better we clear the DX levels first in their original form. So the Super Monkey Ball Deluxe levels are, if you want to call them that, they are filler. They were filler to fill out the rest of the game where Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 left various holes in the goals they wanted to accomplish for that game. For instance, Beginner had 40 levels. However, both Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 each had 10 levels in the beginner section each. So 20 levels had to be filled in. And so a lot of these levels do come from beginner. These are all beginner levels so far. But there were other levels placed in other places, such as Beginner Extra, because of course Super Monkey Ball 1 only had 3 levels in the Beginner Extra series, whereas Super Monkey Ball 2 had a full 10. So for Beginner Extra, it'd be 20 levels. DX had to fill in 7 more. So there's a good bunch that are from Beginner Extra as well. And then Advanced Extra also had 5 more because, for the same reason, Super Monkey Ball 1 only had 5 Advanced Extra levels, whereas Super Monkey Ball 2 had 10. So 5 more had to be made to make 20. But there are also fill-ins for Advanced and Expert as well. And that's where pretty much all of the composition of the DX levels really comes from. Mostly beginner, a good portion of extras from the not extra Expert Extra series or Master Extra. Master Extra was completely left alone. It was just the original 10 levels from Super Monkey Ball 2. And Expert Extra was left alone because Monkey Ball 1 plus Monkey Ball 2 equal 20 levels, so there was no change that had to be made. So of course, a lot of beginner levels are here, so they aren't hard to complete. They're meant to, you know, ease the player into playing the game. Not really too bad conceptually. So there's not really much to speak of here so far. We're talking like beginner 20s right now. And of course, a lot of them have blue goals and blue goals only. But there are some DX levels that have extra goals. But generally few and far between. Few and far between. I forget if there are missions for specific levels. I think there are. Oh shit. Clear stage. Oh, that's halfway through. Turning point is not how I describe that, to be honest. But yeah, okay, so it's just clear a stage, then clear half of them, then clear all of them. As you notice, there are 46 levels in total, which is a lot. It's a lot, but there was that much filler that needed to happen for DX to comprise itself of a total of 300 unique levels. So quite a bit had to be added. And that includes bonus stages. This would be beginner 30 in DX. A pretty alright level to get bananas in. Nothing crazy, but yeah.
Ready, go.
The beginner 30 series is when it gets a little odd at times, I guess. DX kind of started challenging you a little bit when you got to the beginner 30 series. There were levels that started to test you a little bit more, I guess in preparation of you trying to do advanced and beyond.
Ready, go.
You might notice that inertial is a bit slow. Yeah, inertial is a little bit slow.
Ready, go.
Also, you got you caught the initial cycle where what is it? It was bended outward completely instead of just like starting to go out or whatever it was. DX started you on a different cycle. That's the point I'm trying to make there. DX most definitely started you on a different cycle.
Ready, go.
This one is simply a where do I go level. And I hope I remember where I was going. I don't think I do. I have located a dead end. Beautiful. Was it this way? I'm lost. Pretty sure I'm lost.
Hurry up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Yeah, I'm lost.
4.
Whoops.
3, 2, 1, 0. Time over.
Time over. Okay, I was lost.
Ready, go.
I admit it, I was lost. This is where we view the stage and we try to plan out our path this time. Okay, I went left. I should have gone upright from start, yeah. And then left and then back around there, okay. Yeah. That's why the view stage function is there. Sometimes it helps you remind yourself to protect yourself from yourself. That's why it's there. Most of the time you probably don't think it's a useful feature, but it can definitely help you with this stage, for example.
Ready, go.
Alright, arc bridges. This was a bit of an interesting level because in terms of the design of this level, they gave you an option at the end to try to give you like a bit of a gamble for more bananas. Which is alright for a beginner stage, it's just that in beginner you really shouldn't need it. And so based on what you chose, of which I'm going to try the middle today. Based on what you chose, you got a certain amount of bananas. And if you wanted all the bananas, of course you had to go on the skinniest path. On top of all the bananas you had to get along the way. Kind of a hard one to do if you want all the bananas on this one. Alright, Veerfield. There was a shortcut in OG where you could go from the top all the way straight down. I think it's a little different now. I don't think it was quite the same as before. But I think it's still doable. We're still going to do it the normal way today, but I'm pretty sure it's still doable. It's just slightly different now. Something like that. This level's really big, by the way. This level is really big. Don't underestimate the size of this level. This level's really big. And you gotta cross this area that's, you know, a lot of bumpy. Should kind of remind you of Bumpy, I guess, in Super Monkey Ball 2, even though it's not really the same. Conceptually speaking, it's a matter of just making sure you don't bump yourself off the level itself. Pretty much. Alright. We're still on beginner set, by the way. These are all still beginner levels. This would be, I think, beginner 36 right now. Because do keep in mind, Deluxe had to fill in half of the beginner levels. So it is interesting how almost half of all the levels that are exclusive to DX are meant to just solve the beginner problem. And yes, these are seesaws, so, you know, seesaw logic applies. They aren't steep or anything like that, and if you fall off, generally, you can go back to the beginning and try again. That's the beginner experience.
Ready? Go!
Alright, this is just twitch.tv, so how you navigate twitch.tv is you let it take you for a ride, and eventually you wind up at your desired stream, and you just watch and enjoy.
Ready?
Now this one's interesting because this one will come up again later in original stage mode, and it's going to appear a lot harder in original stage mode, although this is not easy either. Especially if you're going all the way around. It's not exactly easy, but it's not that difficult either, I guess. It's manageable. That being said, you might use close to your whole clock if you're not careful. Yeah, I tried a lot there, to be honest. I tried a lot there.
Ready?
This is also an extremely high banana stage. And the worst part is you have to go on the skinny path, the really, really skinny path if you want to try to get all the bananas. If you want to try to get all the bananas, you have to do something twice. I think you have to do the skinny one twice, actually. Which is crazy to think about. Because you have to go all the way around once, and then you probably have to double back here on the very skinny one, and then you have to go back on the skinny one because that's the only way you're going to get back in time. That'd be crazy to do in 60 seconds. But yeah, Catwalk will appear later. This Catwalk is also different compared to DX Catwalk. Now, you might have noticed there's no, like, bend in Catwalk. In DX, there actually was a bend on the platforms you were balancing on. So much so that if you got in position, as long as you didn't go too fast, you would always stay. There would be no risk of falling out, especially on the outside path. I don't have a lot of good knowledge about whether there was one for the very hard one. There might have been, but I don't know that for sure. I've never really felt it when I tried it, so yeah. But in Banana Mania, that's not replicated. That is not replicated here. And in the original stage mode, you don't see that either. You just don't. Anyway, this is the beginner extra stuff. This is a decent level for bananas if you really needed bananas for some reason. Because all you had to do was just stay on the outside and just get the bananas as the buoy was going up and down until a point where you could actually reach it. Alright. The coil ramp. Now, there's an obvious shortcut. You just go back. And you can start like that if you want. Keep in mind, there are bumpers on this level. So, keep your pacing. Don't hit the bumpers. Especially if you're trying for all the bananas. All the bananas, I guess, requires you to go forward at the start, but still. But yeah, it gets steeper and steeper as well. So you're going to have to find a spot where you actually get yourself up to the goal without losing your speed. Gets pretty damn steep at the end. So you gotta hit the goal, try to also get the bananas if you're getting bananas. And not go too far over or under or whatever. Alright. This should look very similar to a World 10 level. It's similar in concept. It's supposed to be easier than the World 10 level, but it's similar concept. You're going upstairs. It's just that the stairs aren't really too bad by any means. Alright, Waver is one of the few levels that actually has a green goal, along with a blue goal. So that means, yes, you could skip one level if you got the green goal here. But the green goal is pretty hard. There's another thing I probably should say that in reverse mode, we'll play that later. Waver will appear again. And you might want to practice green goal. Let's just say that you might want to actually try and practice green goal if you can, because let's just say reverse mode kind of has you starting from there. So probably best to practice green a little bit here if you can. Green's not too bad. You really just gotta stay straight and consistent. If you can stay straight and consistent on the waves, green is doable. Green is definitely doable. Alright, another seesaw level. Just really fat. You might be surprised about how the seesaw actually goes this time. It doesn't go left to right. It goes the other way, surprisingly. And you want to be careful about your timing here. If you need to reset the fat seesaw, then go ahead. You should be able to roughly hang on as long as you understand that if you wind up in a position that's a bit compromising, you can turn back quickly. It's not like some of the other seesaws which actually decide to throw you off as needed. Alright, treads. You can take a massive shortcut here if you want to. But it does require you to land properly afterward. That's the only stipulation behind that. Alternatively, you can bounce on the stairs downward. The first couple shouldn't be too bad. Just be careful not to bounce in really weird ways. You kind of want to make sure you go straight on the stairs as much as possible. Don't do any rash movements or anything careless. When you get here to the last one, this is where you want to start being a little careful. Because any weird movements can move you really fast, head you towards the outside, or just outright end your run. So just do be careful. Alright. That will clear the beginner extra series. So now we are in advanced. This one's pretty fun. It's practice on your jumping ability when you come in contact with an edge. So it's a great way to practice that ability, which is sometimes useful in some other levels. Alright, Houndstooth is kind of that simple. It kind of is. You get the right bouncing, you can just go right across. You don't have to worry about a thing. And even if you fail, unless you fail right off the level, it's not bad. You can just go back and start over. Anyway, DNA is another level with a green goal. You just have to do what I did at first. You have to shift to the other pathway and then follow the other pathway, just like you would with the blue goal. And that would allow you to skip this level, building. Which is honestly perfectly fine as a skippable level. Like, you really don't want to play this one too much. It's kind of long and, to be honest. It's nothing special. It's nothing special, it's a climb, so you don't really have a lot of ways to make this shorter. So you definitely wanted to get green on DNA. You definitely wanted that if you wanted a fast run in DX. It was very important you got green on DNA. Alright, scrolls. Certain levels should look familiar here. Like Slider, Hard Slider. Momentum could also be argued as like a possible like homage here, because you're trying to go back and forth at the end here. It's not moving by any sense of the word, and that was pathetic. But it's practice on being consistent and going back and forth. transfer momentum as well as momentum on a slanted surface. So there's a number of levels that are very similar in concept. The hardest part is definitely getting in the goal without bouncing, because you can't really recover if you bounce in a bad way, like I demonstrated there. Alright, Cliff's a fun one because it has a massive shortcut. I'm gonna try this at least once. It has a massive shortcut, and it involves you trying to bounce onto this, that slanted area up there. I'm gonna try it at least once, but I'm not gonna try it too much, just for the sake of the video. And if you made it up on that surface, then you could go right across and onto the goal platform. It's a really fun shortcut if you can manage it, but it's a little difficult, because it does require the exact right hop. I'm gonna try one more time. It does require the exact right hop, but that's the idea, yeah. And I slowed down, beautiful. I almost fell out. That's it right there. Otherwise, you have to go around, follow the cliff, don't go too fast. Even that's not bad. It's just, it takes a lot longer. Alright, concentric was always a weird one. Again, a practice of jump hopping. Jump would basically destroy this level because you can jump at will instead of having to jump in accordance to the game. But it's not really that hard. Just be careful about how fast you're going, especially towards the end, because you could fall right off. Stadium has another fun potential shortcut here if you can manage it. If I remember how it works, it was like that. Exactly like that. Okay. It was exactly like that, just without the going right past everything there. Similar to the cliff, you just want to find that corner and hit it well so that you hop up. That way you don't have to go around. Simple as. Don't really have to go around when you do that. Alright, the dungeon, another find the exit. Except this time you can't use the map because the dungeon is hidden, like a real dungeon. So you really do have to know where to go. Unfortunately, I think I do. He said as he went the wrong way. Nah, I just went too far is all. There's only 16 bananas here, which is interesting, and 10 are at the end, so you have to find the 6 bananas in the dungeon. Alright. Welcome to the Paraboloid! Now, this stage is interesting. There is a way for you to leave the level, but it's really hard. It's actually hard. You need a lot of momentum and a lot of good execution in order to make it happen. Otherwise, you're here just collecting bananas, and I will tell you right now, you are not very likely to get all the bananas in time. So what does that mean? It means that this level, considering it's goalless, let's view the stage, there is no goal here. I'm not sure why they decided on that. I don't know. I've been confused ever since DX on this. This was the bonus stage that they decided, let's not put a goal here. But yet, let's also make it very hard for the average person to get all the bananas. So, I'll be honest, I don't get it, to be honest. I really don't. I just don't get it.
9, 8, 7,
So this is a level that you will complete.
4,
It's just
3, 2,
you have to time over.
0. Time over.
It's just you have to time over. That's it. You get the free pass. You get the free pass because these levels unlock one at a time. You get the free pass just because it's a bonus level. Just to be clear. Clearing the level is, in actuality, just wasting 60 seconds, pretty much. This is Advanced 70, by the way. This is Advanced 70. Whereas Paraboloid, I think, was Advanced 60. So this was the only remainder stage in the Advanced series. Alright, Chaos. Emeralds. This is another maze level, and you really kind of do have to know where to go in order for you to finish the level in time. This level will consume a lot of your clock. It really will. I think I have to go up here. Now, for what it looks like... Oh, this was a terrible idea. Could I actually get up here? This surface is slanted too much. I needed to go somewhere else. I think it was here, maybe.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
1, 0. Time over. Alright, so yes, this is a maze, and if this looks different, that's because they did modify this level to make it easier, quote unquote. It appears they modified this level to make it easier. I know that because I played original mode, and this had still a 60-second timer, so the timer was not the issue. I thought they just gave you an extended timer here, but I was wrong in that regard. No, they actually modified this level. I don't know how exactly, but they modified this level, I guess, to make it a little easier for you to climb up and eventually get to the goal.
Hurry up! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
I'm not even gonna make it still.
2, 1, 0.
Ah,
Over.
that's annoying.
Ready, go!
But yeah, the key here is you kind of don't want to waste even a second. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know how you get all the bananas. I'm just not convinced that you just get them all together at all. Yeah. So much of your clock is spent trying to go through the path. I don't really understand how you're supposed to get all these bananas. That's the big issue I'm having with this. It was not this way, shit. I keep getting baited by that bunch. That bunch baits me a lot. That bunch really does bait me a lot.
Hurry up! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
There we go. Alright, Tilt Maze. Tilt Maze is an interesting one. It does require you to have decent pathing. So be careful about this. Make your moves with confidence. And don't rush it if you don't know where to go. And if you find yourself in a spot where you are trapped, you have to go back up and around, but be careful not to hit the deep slants, because if you do, you might fall off. So long as you do all that, you should be fine. Which, yeah, I fell off.
Ready, go!
Okay, so I gotta aim like this way. I'm not gonna remember some random advanced extra level. Advanced extra levels really are just not my bane of existence. I usually just forget about advanced. Expert is usually what I care about, because those are levels you usually have to practice. Advanced extra is just like, oh, if you got there, you got there, you know? And we just really don't care after that. But yes, try not to panic with your time. You do have some time to do this level. Although, if you want to get down here and get all these bananas, yeah, you have to spend some decent amount of time getting all 4 bunches there. There's a lot of bananas in this level, too. That, I don't know how you're going to get all that.
Ready?
Alright, Fractal's a bit of a funny one. There is an easy path and a hard path. You kind of do want to go on the easy path if you can help yourself. This is practice on, like, traversing through edges and crossing things that are irregular. And it's also making sure you don't fall out by going too far and everything like that. So, a lot of interesting practice here. You can think of triangle holes as something similar to this. Even though triangle holes is a lot easier than this level. But I would imagine it's probably similar in concept. I mean, the holes are triangles, so I guess it makes sense. It's the most likely level I think I would compare this to. It's triangle holes. Ah. I might have been able to save that one. Now, if you want to be bold, you can make some sort of an attempt on the right side if you want. You can be bold. But just be mindful that the bounces probably won't be in your favor. 5 fallouts, a shame. I just wanted to kind of demonstrate that a little bit, if I could help it. But yeah, nothing special except more bananas if you go on the other side. You're gonna have to go through both sides if you want all the bananas. Ah, I went too far. If I was gonna go that far, I should have kept going. I should have just kept going. This is also good practice for your stopping ability for other levels. Like, other levels will test your stopping ability. This is honestly a good level for that. Oh boy. But don't do what I'm doing. Get some help. That's all I gotta say. Having a fallout here is okay, just, yeah, don't have like 7. Please don't have 7. Or 8, or 10, or 20. Like I'm having. That's, not what we classify as good. Because this level really doesn't deserve that many fallouts. You're supposed to be better than that. I know it's advanced extra, so it's like part way between advanced difficulty and expert difficulty, but you should realistically be better than I am playing right now. That's for sure. I'm pretty sure I just, whenever I think of this level, I just want to forget about it because I really just don't like it. I think it's a great test. I just don't like it. I just don't like it is all. Oh boy, that was a weird bounce. That could have been so much worse. Alright, there we go. Nothing too crazy there. The hills! This has a green goal. So, you remember the beginner level, right? I forget what it was called already, but you remember that one beginner level that tested something similar to this, right? Now, if you can do much better this time, you can try to get green. Emphasis on try. You ideally want to get up to blue first, and then try to use momentum, like as much momentum as you possibly can, to get yourself up to green. That's really the only way you're going to get up to green in this level. We are going to try green. Even if we time over, I'm willing to just actually go for green. Doesn't matter if we time over or not. I really don't care.
Hurry up! 10, 9, 8.
But make sure you stop. Make sure you stop before you start falling off. That's very important as well.
Ready? Go!
This one is just kind of annoying. There's nothing else to really say here. This one is just kind of annoying. That's all I have to say. You have to find your way through this one as well. You could plan with the map and then just try to follow your path that you chose and see if it works out for you. But this one's like divided into two sections pretty much. So you have to find your way through the first section before you find your way through the second section. And then once you find your way through the second section, you can pretty much get to the goal. But if you're lost, and you will be, if you're trying this for the first try, for the first time rather,
Hurry up. 10, 9,
you'll run out of time long before you get anywhere close.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Time over.
Yeah.
Ready? Go.
I think I was starting to get it though. I'm starting to remind myself of what I needed to do. There are only certain ones that are, of course, flippable, so it's very important that you just kind of realize that you don't get a lot of leeway here, and you really have to just find your way out. I think the background in DX was all... I don't think there were two sets of blocks, but I could be wrong about that. But I will say the pathway is generally divided into essentially two sections. You figure out the first section, you just gotta go and try and figure out the second section. Whatever you're meant to do in the second section finally should guide you to the goal.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, go.
Alright, Shelter is an expert level. It is an expert bonus level. And it has a goal, so it is qualified as a completable level. And I think this level had almost this many amount of bananas in DX. I think it's really close. I think they might have just added a few more, but most of the bunches I think are where they should be. It's a bit difficult to get those bunches, especially quickly. I guess the 4 bananas are below. But yeah, that's the idea. Probably one of the doable, perfectable levels if you wanted to try it. This is, I believe, Expert 90. And it was skippable because there was a warp right before this, I believe, that you could do instead. This level is really strange. This level's really strange. You just gotta follow the pathway, and hopefully you don't get thrown off, essentially. Don't go too far ahead, and I think don't fall behind too much either. Eventually you will find the goal. As long as you press the button, you know, decently early enough, you'll find the goal.
Hurry up. 10,
Oh boy.
9, 8, 7, go.
Okay, yeah. I almost got taken for a ride. You could also try to hop over the initial starting point and get to the goal, hopefully without hitting a switch. That's probably the only way you're gonna do it. Finally, this is Expert 100. This was your 100th Expert level in DX. So you cleared this level, and all of a sudden you're in the Expert Extras. So you wound up finally getting into territory where you only saw Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 levels from there on out. So your intended goal here is you want to get up top, and you want to start from about like right here or something, and then you use your momentum to get up here. That's the idea. That's why the middle is so steep. You're meant to kind of build up the potential to get up there first and everything like that. Okay, that is DX mode. That's a lot of levels. And that's the first special mode cleared. So next we're gonna do probably reverse mode because that's fairly simple. We'll probably do reverse mode and then original stage mode, and then I think we'll do dark and golden as the last two. Dark and golden follow special rules, of course. Reverse and original stage mode still follow the basic get to the goal mantra. So come back for the next part, and we'll tackle reverse mode and see what happens. Until then.